Ever heard the joke about the steak that walked into a bar? Well, it couldn't get a drink because the bartender said, "Sorry, we don't serve food here." Now, if you're chuckling, you're in the right place because today we're diving into the mouth-watering world of lip steak. And trust me, it's no laughing matter. Oh, the tales I could tell about steaks gone wrong. Stories of brave steaks tragically overcooked until they resemble leather shoes, or the sad saga of a promising piece of meat, doomed by the absence of seasoning. We've all been there, right? But fear not, dear listener, for we are here to right the steak wrongs, to rescue the meat from its bland fate. We're turning up the heat, sprinkling in some secret spices, and taking you on a sizzling journey. So if you're tired of your steak walking out on you, stick around. We're going to make it so delicious it'll stay put. Before we begin, we need our soldiers lined up. And by soldiers, I mean ingredients, of course. Let's start with the main attraction, our beef lip steak, the star of the show, the one we've all come to see. Next, we have salt and pepper. These little guys may look harmless, but they're the life of the party. Without them, your steak is just a wallflower, standing alone in the corner. We can't forget about garlic and onions. They're like the dynamic duo of the flavor world, adding that extra kick to every bite. They are the Batman and Robin to our steak's Gotham City. And lastly, we have olive oil, the smooth operator. It makes sure everything goes down smoothly and keeps the peace among all the other strong personalities in the pan. Got everything? Good. Let's march on to the battlefield. I mean the kitchen. All right, time to throw down the gauntlet, or the steak in this case. Now this isn't just any old steak. This is the lip steak, the unsung hero of the meat world. It's like the bass player in a rock band, often overlooked, but without it, everything else just falls flat. So let's give it the spotlight it deserves. First off, we're gonna season this bad boy. Just like a good rock concert, it's all about the right mix. A little salt here, a dash of pepper there, maybe a sprinkle of garlic powder for that extra kick. It's like tuning the guitar before the show begins. Next, we're going to let it rest. Yes, you heard it right. We're going to let this chunk of deliciousness just sit there, soaking up all those flavors. Think of it as the calm before the storm. The dramatic pause before the telenovela heroine reveals she's been secretly in love with the gardener. Now, for the main event, the searing. This is where our steak really gets to shine. We're going to heat up a skillet until it's as hot as a summer afternoon in Death Valley. Then, we're going to gently lay our steak onto the sizzling surface. The hiss and crackle of the steak hitting the pan is like the opening chords of a rock anthem, setting the stage for the culinary spectacle to come. We're going to let it cook, undisturbed, for about 3 to 4 minutes on each side. Just like a good drama, you've got to let the tension build. And trust me, the wait is going to be worth it. Now you might be thinking, isn't this supposed to be a battle? And you're right, this is a battle against the temptation to flip the steak too early to rush the process. But remember, in the world of cooking, patience is the key to victory. So far, so good. Our steak is looking more like a movie star than a piece of meat. We're now in the end game. No pressure, but the fate of our dinner rests in these final steps. Imagine us as the culinary avengers, armed with spatulas and tongs, battling the forces of raw meat. This is the part where we summon all our courage and culinary prowess to make the perfect lip steak. It's time to add the finishing touches. Much like the last 5 minutes of your favorite TV show, this is where everything comes together. You didn't think the plot would thicken at this stage, did you? Well, surprise, it's not a plot, it's a sauce. We've been simmering this beauty in the background, a blend of red wine, garlic, and a secret ingredient, a dash of patience. Now, this isn't your run-of-the-mill patience. It's the kind of patience you develop when you're binge-watching a series, and the streaming service asks if you're still watching. Of course I am, Netflix. Who do you think I am, a quitter? But I digress. Pour that sauce over our lip steak, watching as it cascades down like a waterfall of flavor. It's a sight more beautiful than a double rainbow, folks. Now comes the hardest part. Step back, take a deep breath, and let the steak rest. I know, it's like waiting for the next season of your favorite show to drop. But remember, good things come to those who wait. And in the case of lip steak, that's a promise, not a proverb. While our steak is taking a well-deserved nap, let's take this moment to appreciate the journey. We've laughed, we've cried, we've probably set off the smoke alarm once or twice. But in the end, isn't that what cooking is all about? And there you have it, folks. A lip steak so good, it'll make you want to kiss your cook. Now that the dust has settled and our steak is ready, it's time for the moment of truth. Ah, the sweet aroma of victory. And by victory, I mean perfectly cooked lip steak. It's a smell that could make even the most hardened vegetarian's mouth water. Now, don't be discouraged if your first attempt doesn't turn out like a 5-star chef's masterpiece. Remember, every grill master was once a beginner. And trust me, even Gordon Ramsay burned his toast once. It's all part of the journey. And let's be honest, even a slightly charred steak has its own unique charm, right? So folks, pick up those tongs and get grilling. Embrace the sizzle, the smoke, and the occasional flare-up. It's not just about the steak, it's about the fun and satisfaction of creating something delicious with your own 2 hands. Remember, the steak might be the star of the show, but the real hero is you for making it. Until next time, happy cooking!